Can you hear me now? Isaac, are you there? Someone's there. Can you hear me? Can you not hear me? Anybody hear me? Can you hear me now? Okay. I don't know what's going on. I'm so pissed right now because I don't know why the everything was working at 10 till 10, and then all of a sudden things started crapping out on my sound thing, which makes me really mad because you guys know I was really excited about the guest today, and you're not going to hardly be able to hear him, which just makes me really mad. I'll do the best I can. All right. I had like 30 of you watching before, and now it's 9. Awesome. Okay. Word of the day. I don't care. All right. How was your weekend? Mine was okay. Worked outside a little bit yesterday. Got stuck in Omaha. Locked my keys in my car in Omaha yesterday. So that was fun. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. I'm still trying to think about how I'm gonna get this to work. And I don't know. I'm so angry. There's a lot of anger. I don't understand. We're going to try this one more time. Is this working? No. Testing 1, 2. Can you hear me? I got a yes. So this is rebooted and working now. How about this? Can you hear that? You can hear the music? Give me you can hear the music, all 12 of you. I am so mad. I'm so mad. I'm mad because I had like 30 of you live and now you're at 12. And now you can't hear my voice? Yeah, the music is done. I quit the music, but you can hear my voice. Okay. Okay. I got to move on. I got the guest has been waiting, and because during all this whole thing, so I got to skip the whole beginning. We'll come back. All right. I need to get my mind set here. I was really okay, yeah, good. I was really excited about this guest this morning, guys. It's one of my favorite people in the world. I have a few influences in my life that got to me where I am, and one of them is Dr. Michael Galimo. And I was just, when he said he would gladly do this, I was so happy. And then this whole morning's just been ruined. But we're going to turn it around right now. So I'm going to go ahead and get on with him because he, like I said, is one of my favorite people. But we've lost him. You are watching a mental breakdown right here on live on YouTube. It's all happening. Well, I guess this is what you get with technology. All right. I'm going to see if he gets reconnected. All right, let's go back to what I'm going to talk about. So, the weekend, how was everybody's weekend? Mine was okay. I mean, I don't know. It was okay. I got stuck in. No, it wasn't. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was not okay. I got stuck in Omaha yesterday. I had to go pick something up because um, we have very long story short. There's some very specific dietary things that my wife and I have to watch out for. So I have to go to Whole Foods to get a couple things. So we've since this whole shutdown thing, we've only been there twice because I don't want to be going anywhere. So I kind of figure out what I need, and then I get a list and try to get like a month's worth when I go there. So we were running out of some stuff. So I said, oh, yesterday morning, I'll go early right when it opens so it's not busy. Get in, get my stuff, get out. No big deal. So I drove to Omaha, and on my way home, I got gas. So I stopped to get gas. And I thought, I need to get some ice. I guess I'll get it here. There's nobody here. It's not busy. I'll just run in and grab the bag of ice, throw it in my cooler in the trunk to keep the meat and stuff I bought cool. I drove my wife's car instead of mine, which was the mistake. The car hasn't been driven in a long time and it needs to get out. So my car is new or newish. It's 2016. I mean, it's got every, little bell and whistle. And so if I lock my keys in the car, I can get in with the number pad. Not a big deal. Hers is older. It's a 2010. We need to get it replaced. But when we got it, we didn't get really anything fancy. We just needed a car that got decent gas mileage. So it's got, it's got, electric locks and all that, but it doesn't have like the keypad on the side. So I went to put the ice in the trunk, and as far as I can figure, the keys fell out of my sweatshirt pocket while I was digging around the trunk because I closed the trunk and I couldn't find my keys. And I'm in North Omaha. Stuck. I got nothing. So I called State Farm. I sat on a sidewalk in a North Omaha gas station for an hour until a scary looking man in a scary looking car came from the locksmith to break into my car. So that's just how the weekend started. And then I'm not gonna lie to you, like everything yesterday was like, oh, tomorrow I get to talk to Dr. Galimo and we're gonna have a good time on the live stream. And then this happened, and now we've lost him. He's gone. I don't know what to do. I was hoping that maybe unless I clicked on the wrong thing because I've been known to do that. Nope, Monday, 10:10. He was there a little bit ago. He's not there now. Shoot. Yeah, I do. I got all 15. So there's the other thing. It was 30 minutes. I had 30 of you online a second ago. Oh my God, he's back. Oh God. All right, we're gonna salvage this. We're gonna salvage this right now. And then we're gonna talk about this whole middle school thing when we're done because I gotta get going here on something that makes me a little happier. Hopefully. Hey Doc, can you hear me? Oh, good. Hey, everybody out there, will someone comment in the comments whether you can hear him? Doc, I had all kinds of sound problems this morning. When I started at 10 o'clock, we couldn't hear the computer, and then my little sound mixer shut down on me. So we've been having all kinds of issues. So I'm going to wait a second and see if they can hear you before I go on here. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's see here. Still can't. Okay, someone still can't. I reset it again. Does somebody want to tell me you can hear him or not? Say something, Doc. Did you hear him say hello? There's like a 15-second delay, so I gotta wait 15 seconds for someone to comment. I think it's a YouTube problem. Like I got you on Google, and the connection looks good, by the way. It's I'm streaming on YouTube, and I think there's our issue. My goodness. Let's try this. Say something again.
Hello? Can you hear me?
I don't think they can hear you. Nope, they can't. They say they can't. They can't hear you. Oh, now they can hear you. Okay, okay. This is bizarre. Okay, I think they can hear you now. Okay. I don't know. Doc, I was so looking forward to talking to you today. Like these guys on Friday when I did my live stream, I was just giddy. I was like, oh, you guys can't wait till Monday. It's like the one thing I look forward to this weekend, and then it's just been a disaster so far. But they say they can hear you now, so that's good. Well, how's your shutdown been going, Doc? Right.
Singing through, and that's okay, but it doesn't have that live, you need a live group to conduct, to kind of react to what you're showing. And one of the things that we do later on in the semester is to kind of help the conductors understand how to do gestures that react to what they're hearing. That if something's too loud, what do I do? If we want to go faster, how do I show this? There's just no way to do that online. I mean, that's if you wanted to teach somebody to be a great artist or a great sculptor, I'm not sure how much of that you can do online. At some point, you need a block of marble and a chisel, and you have to say, okay, let's do it. But online, you can only teach, I think, so much, and that's kind of where we're at. But that's the reality of life right now. That's kind of where we're all at.
So, yeah, for sure.
What can we do? We just, we make the best of it, and we'll move on, and hopefully we can try and make some of those things up later. But some of our students will be, who are in the class right now, are going to be student teaching in the fall. So this may be it for some of them too.
Right. A little bit, I'll just go through a little bit of my history with Dr. Glimo. So I never had Dr. Glimo. I had you for like a semester. Dr. Glimo came to Iowa State my senior year. So I student taught in the spring, but got the good fortune to have him as a conductor for the fall. But I've got to know him very well just from being a director in the state, and he does a lot for the state of Iowa, and is such a good. We're so proud as an alumni. I'm so proud of have him as a faculty member at Iowa State. So tell us about your path and your career and how you got to Iowa State.
Well, I had been teaching at the University of Akron. I grew up in Chicago, went to a large high school in the Chicago area, which oddly enough, we played a concert at Iowa State at Stevens Auditorium back in 1976, back in the summer. So I kind of knew about Iowa State from a long, long time ago. But went to school in the Chicago area at Northwestern, and taught in Michigan at a small college there. And then I was at Akron for a long time. I was there for 15 years. 2 of those years I went out to Michigan State, did my doctorate there in conducting, and knew after that I was looking to leave the position at Akron. And at Akron, I was the assistant director, and I did the marching band there. So I did, did all of the athletic band type stuff. And one of my former students named Dustin Seifert was the assistant band director at Iowa State. He was kind of the third person on the totem pole here. And Dustin contacted me and said, the perfect spot just opened at Iowa State for you. You need to interview, you need to send in your materials. But he said they're looking for not only a new director of bands, but somebody maybe to teach saxophone. That was a possibility too. And I'm a saxophonist. So sent in my stuff, interviewed for the job, won the position, and this fall will be my 22nd year at Iowa State. So we've been here a few years.
Right. Yeah. What did anything surprise you when you got to Iowa State, good or bad? Something you didn't expect?
I would say nothing bad. Everything was good. Everybody was so willing to help and to be supportive, and the students were very talented. One of the things that always impressed me about the students at Iowa State is they're just very smart. They're very mature and book smart and common sense smart. Very, very mature students. Very little drama and that kind of stuff, but just smart people here. I was really excited with the position because at Akron I was always working with the second concert band, so I never had the top players, and a lot of what I would be able to perform with them was based on the strength or the lack of strength in some sections of the band that I would have, and that would always change from year to year. But Akron was a very strong program.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big program. They have about 350 music majors, plus they have a graduate program. So in some ways, it's a bigger program than Iowa State in terms of the number of music majors.
Right.
But here we have many more, twice that number of non-majors, a lot of engineering students and whatever at Iowa State. And a lot of those students here that are non-majors are really, really good musicians.
Yeah.
There's just a lot, and I think that's because of the strength of the programs, the high school programs in the state of Iowa, and Minnesota and the Kansas City area as well.
Right.
And Illinois. So for me, it was really exciting to be able to work with the top players and to kind of lead my own program, whereas there I had been the assistant for 15 years.
Right. I always thought Iowa State was a unique situation because, like you said, all the face it, the engineers who are good musicians who are in the program, so you get a lot of non-music majors. And one of the things that I enjoyed when I was looking at colleges is you're not competing as a freshman with graduate students for spots in ensembles.
Right. Yeah. Some of the very talented freshmen will be able to make it into the top band.
Right.
And that's the band that gets to work more with guest conductors. And since I've been here, we've been doing tours.
Right.
Not only runouts to things in the Midwest and throughout the state, but we've had 7 trips to Europe with the band since I've been here since 2003. And as you know, next month we were supposed to be going to Japan,
right,
with the wind ensemble, but that's not going to happen.
Right.
One of the things that took a little bit of an adjustment here too, and especially growing up in the Chicago area and teaching in Akron, which is a big city, which is a very big city, is the lack of diversity here in Iowa, and that's not just an Iowa State thing, but as you know, that's an Iowa thing. But that's real different than Chicago.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
But that's who we are and kind of how the state evolved here and all of that. And,
right.
But we've loved being at Iowa State. We've loved our time here. So I know I'll be here till the end of my teaching.
Well, that is good to hear for sure. But so we're starting the whole second suite, one of my all-time favorite pieces of music, and I'm guessing one of your. It's a standard. I think every band director has to say it's one of their favorite pieces of music for lots of reasons. And I know you are. One of the things I admire about you is your knowledge about the history and the literature. So give us your thoughts on the Holst Second Suite.
It's one of my favorite pieces. The last time I conducted the Southwest IBA Honor Band, which I think was held in Atlantic, we did this piece.
Oh, really? I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember, I think Peter Beckers was a senior
in
high school. He was a junior or a senior, and I knew he was a strong. I know you guys had a strong euphonium player,
right?
So I remember programming it because if you don't have a strong euphonium soloist,
you can't.
You're in trouble.
Yeah.
Because that's a big part of the first movement of the piece. But I remember we did it there. Holst is really, I think, the first major composer to write for band. So
right.
he has kind of a special. He holds a special spot in our history. The first week, which he wrote 2 years earlier, was really the first time a major composer wrote a piece for band. Prior to him, there were composers that wrote things for winds. Mozart and Dvorak and others wrote serenades and things like that, but not really for band. Those were more chamber ensembles. That's not to say that bands didn't exist back around 1900, 1910, 1920. They did. But most of the music that bands were playing at that time were marches and things that were borrowed from the orchestral library. There were transcriptions. So bands were playing Verdi and Wagner and Tchaikovsky and things like that. But they were, rearranged for band. But this was an original piece. The first suite and the second suite were original things written for band. And because bands weren't in the schools and as available as they are now, they sat around for a while. The composer Holst wrote them, and both of the pieces had to wait about 10 years before they were played. They thought the second suite in Holst was written for a special event in London that didn't happen, and maybe because of that, the piece just sat around then for 10 years until one of the military bands was able to play it. But Holst didn't seem to be that concerned about writing something and then having it played right away because publishing was different. He knew, right nowadays you write something and you want to have it played and recorded,
right?
Because you want to sell it. But back then there weren't bands to sell it to,
right?
So I don't think there was the sense of urgency that there is now. But it's a terrific piece of music. It's 4 movements long. Each of the movements is based on a traditional folk song that he had heard somebody sing, or pieces that were used for dancers. And this was something important to Holst and some other composers, too, Vaughan Williams and Percy Grainger, that they knew there was music out there that was sung by some of the older people, throughout England. And their fear was that when those people would pass away or something, that those songs would just kind of die away.
Right.
Nothing was really ever written down. It was just kind of sung. And so they wanted to, through these pieces and things that Granger did especially, they wanted to preserve those old traditional folk songs he feared might be lost forever. So Holst used those in here. None of the melodies are original. They're all songs. And they all have lyrics, or they're pieces that were danced to by what they call Morris dancers. You'll see that in the first movement it says, Morris dance. Morris dancers are people that dance in London in circles, the big towns, where there's a lot of traffic and a lot of people. It'd be like going to downtown Chicago and you're going to go dance in front of the Art Institute, and hopefully people that pass by will throw a couple of bucks in your 5-gallon bucket, and that's the way you make your money. So it was, not really beggars, but people, street entertainment.
Right.
And if you've ever seen the original Mary Poppins movie, Dick Van Dyke with a lot of his buddies are out dancing on the streets. That's what Morris dancers are. And the thing that kind of recognize them is, if you look on the jackets they would wear, they would take buttons, like large buttons from sport coats and things like that, and they would sew buttons all over their jackets to make them look kind of sparkly. Those were Morris dancers, the guys that wear these large buttons all over their coats and pants and all that kind of stuff. It was a way to kind of add some bling, I think, to their outfit before they had sequins and things like that. But that's what Morris dancers were, and it was fast-paced dancing. It was a way for them to, make some money on the street, kind of like buskers.
Sure. What you already mentioned the euphonium solo. Is there anything else when you program this piece, or anything else to keep in mind, and when you look at a group and whether they can perform it or not?
Yeah, that's the first thing is the euphonium solo, because it's a big part of the first movement, and there's a part of the melody near the middle where it goes up to a high G, which on euphonium, for some reason, that's one of those notes that's really hard to get.
Right.
You can't really write it down the octave, or you can't use a different note there. So it's one of those things, if you don't have the player for that, don't do the piece. And it's a piece that really, I think, there's some pieces where you can say, well, I'll just do the second movement, or I'll do the third movement.
Yeah.
You could do that with this piece, but you'd have to do some other pieces. You'd have to do movements from other pieces with it to make kind of a set, because the other movements don't really stand as well on their own. Maybe the fourth movement, but not the second or the third. You really can't do that by themselves. They're too short, and they're slower, and they're just a little bit different. The first movement is really kind of the rouser for the beginning of the piece, and you need that euphonium. The second movement, and and I think Holst wanted to keep his options open. And I'm not sure. I suspect some of it had to do with the ability of the players to make sure he had a good soloist, and having to do somewhere with where the piece was going to be performed. If you were going to perform this outside, you might not want to have the clarinet play the solo. You might want to have the oboe or the trumpet, because they're louder instruments. Sousa did that a lot with his music, where he would write the clarinets up an octave, then when they would play inside the same piece or the same arch, he would say, play it down the octave because we don't need it there. Well, this solo wouldn't work well up the octave for clarinet, but clarinets don't project as well outside. So I think he allowed some flexibility. And he wasn't writing it for really a specific group. He could do whatever the heck he wanted.
Right.
That was part of it too. So there were a lot of ad lib things that he did in this piece and in the first suite, where he would write ad lib, and you could use one player, two players, three players. The beginning of the fourth movement of this usually starts with a solo alto saxophone. He did a version later where he said you could ad lib the tenor sax and have the two players play it together. So he left it up to the conductor to say, okay, you know your players best, you know your situation, you know how loud this needs to be if you're playing it indoor or outdoor. So there's some flexibility there. I've never believed that it's good to have a solo with two people.
Right.
A solo, a unison line always needs to be one person or a minimum of three. And we talk to students sometimes about the power of three. When you have three people, let's say three saxophones playing a solo together, it tends to blend better. The pitch tends to be better, even if somebody is slightly out of tune. But when you have only two players and one person is slightly out of tune or they're not matching exactly, you notice it a lot more than if you would have three. It's one of those weird things, but it's kind of the strength in numbers kind of thing. So with these solos, it's like go with one person or a minimum of three, and your band will sound better.
You know what? That's the first time I've heard that. So thank you. That's good information for me too.
Yeah, power of three. Yeah, pitch is always better with three people than two.
All right, excellent.
That's kind of what it is.
Very good. Well, Doc, thank you. I said this earlier. Thank you for your time, not just today, but you're one of the people who I talk about all the time. You're just a wealth of knowledge and overall just a good person. I'm so proud to have you as a part of the Cyclone family, and I'm always, every time I see your bands, they always perform well, and you are a master at programming, and I'm always so impressed with everything you do. So thank you, not just for today, but everything in the state of Iowa you've done to help lead with the band masters and everything you do. With your generous of your time, and always appreciate.
And back at you, congratulations to you on everything that you've done, Mr. Newell. We are so proud of you as an alum, as an alumnus of Iowa State. We're proud of all of your accomplishments. And last couple of years have really enjoyed having your mariachi group here up in the summer to work with our municipal band. I hope we can do that again this summer. But I hope your students realize how fortunate they are to have you lead that thing. Cyclones.
Oh, yeah.
Stay safe, folks.
See you later.
Well.
Yep.
Okay,
bye. I talk to him all day. I turned the mic up loud. Sorry. That was a lot of information. Probably, maybe you did or didn't appreciate, but I love it. That's one of the guys I can talk to who always, every time I talk to him, he's got something that I didn't know before or some piece of information. I love it. Good guy. I'm not going to go through the first movement today because I can't get the sound to work, and I'm not going to do it through the microphone. I didn't want to waste us having Dr. Galimo on today, so I did that. But we'll start looking at. It's the second suite in F for military band, one of my all-time favorites. These are all some of my all-time favorites. We'll get after it tomorrow. I got a lot to say about it. I have a lot of fond memories of it also because my band director convinced me to play clarinet my junior year, and it was because I found out later he wanted to do this piece. Didn't have a clarinet player. So that's when I learned clarinet with my junior year in high school for the Holst second suite. So I have a lot I want to say about it. We'll get on that tomorrow. Let's go back to stuff we didn't get to talk about at the beginning. I'm so angry just about this whole sound thing, and I don't know if it's YouTube's fault or if it's my fault or the computer. I don't know. So we'll get to the bottom of it. So back to what I was saying before. I got stuck in Omaha yesterday, which just started it was Sunday, but God, it ruined my whole weekend. And then it's just from there. The no school thing was, I think we saw it coming, but it still was painful. I hope all you are doing okay out there. There's going to be some things we're going to have to change here. We are going to have to finish the year somehow. I'm not telling you that there's graded work coming, but I'm saying prepare for that possibility that there could be some graded work ahead, and we'll talk more about it during the live stream. Make sure you're checking your email and Canvas. So some of the big changes, I'm going to have office hours. We're going to try this. And the first one's going to be tomorrow, 10:45 to noon. I will have open office hours. So I work at my desk in the mornings every morning. So what I'll do from 10:45 to noon, I'll be working on my desk. I'm going to turn on the Google Meet. The keyword to join will be the band office and the date. So BANDOFFICE APRIL 21 will be tomorrow. You can stop in, say hi, talk to each other. If there's more people you want to talk to there, maybe nobody will come. Maybe a couple of you will. I'm just trying to give you more of that, like, come sit in the office and talk, that I think some of us are missing. So that'll be tomorrow, 10:45 to noon, and then I'll do it again on Thursday, 8:30 to 9:45, right before the live stream. So I'll be working. Like I said, I'm going to be at my desk anyway. I'm just going to turn the Google Meet on. If you don't know how to use Google Meet, I put a video on my YouTube channel on how to get to that and how to enter the keyword in so you can join. So that'll be office hours tomorrow, 10:45 to noon after the live stream. Thursday before the live stream, 8 to 9:45. I'm going to spend the rest of my day trying to figure the sound out, apparently. On our marching band auditions, we'll be doing sectionals. And the keyword, it'll be the same thing. I'll just leave it open during that time. You can jump in and out, come in. I'll go through the music with you. I might have you play, maybe. We'll see. But that'll start tomorrow. I don't have the schedule in front of me. I think tomorrow is alto sax is at 1, flutes and clarinets at 1:30, I think. Wednesday, I've got maybe mellophones at 1, trombones at 1:30, trumpets at 2. The rest of you who are the only one trying out in your section, you are going to need to email me, and we'll do an individual time. That's fine. But the keyword for that's going to be SWIHMB and then the date. So tomorrow will be SWIHMB APRIL 21. SWIHMB April 21. So between 1 and 2, I will have that open. So I would like alto saxes to check in between 1 and 1:30, and then flutes and clarinets 1:30 to 2. Just I was looking forward to a good day, good start to the day, and it wasn't. So we're going to try to get it turned around here. I did watch the Iron Man movies. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Today just got completely, like, this was today's plan. I'm just going to, doesn't matter anymore. Just got ruined. I still got to talk to Dr. Galino. I love that man. You can't see that yet. Figure that out. It's good. Here, I'm trying to get music ready for the end, and I can't because you can't hear it. So I will now sing to you what was going to be the end. Here it goes. The music was from Aida. Maybe I'll try it again tomorrow. I don't remember the song. Was it the dumb one I got tired of hearing in choir? My strongest suit. That was what it was. Sing it on your own. My guest, I hope, Wednesday is Robert Lopez, the mariachi director one of the mariachi directors out in Las Vegas will be my guest on Wednesday. And we'll start talking about the Holst second suite tomorrow. If you want parts ahead of time, email me and I will send those to you for the Holst second suite. I put the recording on my favorite band things playlist on YouTube. That's all I got. Email me. Hope everybody has a better day than how it started. We'll see you tomorrow, I hope. Bye.